welcome back. This is Sophia, just here with an astrological update. Today is April 19th, 2020. We are still amidst this quarantine, social distancing. I hope you're all doing well. It can be a little difficult, especially in this time of year. We've been in Aries season, so what is Aries? Aries is a cardinal forward movement. It's the first zodiac of all of them, and so it's really about the self and what am I portraying into the world for myself. And since we're kind of in this container of not really being able to explore or put so much action into it, what it's really doing is brewing up a lot of creative opportunity and creative flow to come in for a lot of people, and to be able to explore that that never thought they ever could, or that you ever had time to entertain any of those ideas, self-work, therapy, or energy work, or just aligning your own chakras, just taking self-care, just taking a bath, doing all these different things. Really, what we can do to help channel this Aries energy is to have a home workout routine, or go running, or really writing down ideas and goals, what you have for the rest of the year, and especially what do you want your life to look like from here on out. When we come out of quarantine, how does that look for you? What are you going to be doing to put your best foot forward after all of this and during all of this? So we actually just moved into Taurus today. So going from a fire to an earth energy, so that really means about implementing it into the physical realm, right? Taurus is all about, it's a bull, it's all about aesthetics. It's ruled by Venus, so it's very loving, very stubborn, but it really wants the best for everybody, it can be very gentle, but it also can be a force to be reckoned with. And so switching gears from all that, we still have this fiery energy, which I feel like we're going to be in for a little while, especially because we're kind of contained, like I said. So really, writing down your ideas and being prepared to implement them into your life when you can, or in different ways. Getting outside and being in nature is crucial right now. It's beautiful out. The birds are singing. It's mating season for them, so probably noticing a lot of activity, which has been really cool to see and hear, especially nature's just thriving right now. So we have a new moon coming up in a few days. It's going to be on the 23rd, I believe. Yes, and it's going to be at 3 degrees Taurus. So what's a new moon? New moon is when the sun and the moon are conjunct. They're lined up together, and so you can't see anything, right? It's not that the moon isn't there, you just can't see it. So the moon represents our subconscious, our emotions, how we really are functioning at a deeper level. We are more driven by our subconscious than we realize, so if we feel like we're self-sabotaging or something's coming out, that's what's grabbing a hold. But really, a new moon is about planting your seeds, writing your plans again, like I said, so implementing and planting your crop to something new, and then you gain the harvest at the full moon. And so what's interesting is that this is happening at 3 degrees Taurus, while Uranus is at 6 degrees Taurus. So Uranus is the planet it's the higher mind, it's the higher octave of Mercury. It's the revolutionary, it's ruled by Aquarius, humanitarian, innovation, entrepreneurship, also technology. And so there can be, since this is all so close to each other, so the sun, moon, and Uranus, so the higher minds, it's actually goes very appropriately with the moon because the moon is our subconscious, right? It's like our lower mind. So the higher mind and the lower mind are sandwiched between the sun, and the sun is illuminating this. So there could be some dualities coming out from that, or like aha moments of like, whoa, that just came really clear to me, or you're seeing glimpses of what's going on in your subconscious because Uranus is right there and then the sun is illuminating all of that. So pay attention to that for these aha moments, or things coming through that maybe you hadn't seen before. Clarity is coming in. Also, we have the nodes, the North Node and South Node. In Vedic astrology, it's Rahu and Ketu. Rahu being the dragon's head, Ketu being the body. So it's like Rahu, the North Node, is your it's your guiding light. It's your North Star, right? It's like your antidote of your life. The South Node, Ketu, is your karma. So what you're comfortable, what you've come from. So the nodes are not necessarily a planet. They are the pathways that the moon takes when it orbits around us. So it's been in Cancer and Capricorn. So we've had this structural, stability, nurturing. We've had a lot of, it's been an intense period with that. And so it's going to shift into Gemini and Sagittarius. The North Node is going to be in Gemini, the South Node in Sagittarius. So a lot more, so that's air and fire. So a lot more ideas brewing, a lot more higher purpose coming through, shifting. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so it's all about communication, intellect. It can be duality as well because it's a twin sign, and so the higher mind and the ego mind. So a lot of that coming through as well. So dualities are coming up right now, helping us to see, I've been on this path, well, maybe I should be on this path, or merging the two. Really, it's about merging the two into one in your best possible outcome and path. We also have Venus in Gemini, who's about to go retrograde May 13th in Gemini. So Venus, like I said, is ruled by Taurus. So a lot of our relationships, a lot of love coming through, a lot of compassion, a lot of unconditional love. But with Venus in an air sign like Gemini, and since it's ruled by Mercury, communication, that can also mean that communication breakdown with our relationships or partnerships of some sort. This can actually feel a little bit like a Mercury retrograde because it's retrograde in Mercury's home sign. I've been experiencing for the last 5 days since she went to her shadow period, technology breakdowns. And I'm like, what's happening? It's not a Mercury retrograde. I'm like, oh, it's a Venus retrograde cloaked in a Mercury retrograde. Okay, I get it. So there's a little bit of a trickster energy coming through, but that's really just to help you focus and to know what your real path is. It's illuminating maybe multiple paths and options, or multiple loves, that maybe you're wearing masks for some and maybe you're showing yourself to others, but who are you really showing yourself to? And right now, you have all this symbolism of the mask because most of us are forced to being wearing masks when we go into public. And really that's just hiding who we are. Obviously it's protecting us, as we know, in situations, but it's also allowing people to hide behind a mask. And so this time period, with all this time of reflection, this is really trying to get us to pay attention to where our boundaries need to get better, where our self-love needs to get better, where our communication needs to get better, setting down the farcities, letting go what we don't need. What we also have, we're still coming out of the effects from the Saturn-Pluto conjunct that we had in January. That happens every 36 years or so. Something major always happens globally. It's just supposed to happen. Saturn is the rule follower, the restrictor, follows the guidelines. It's ruled by Capricorn. It is a hard worker. And with Saturn in its home sign and that, and then Pluto is all about death, birth, transformation. So it's like all of this happening in the physical because it's happening in an earth sign. So that stands for the physical. And the last time this conjunction happened was in 1518 when Henry VIII, we all know about him, took the throne in England. He had 6 wives. He broke with Rome. He recreated some new ways of being, which was very radical. So this is happening again. So it's scary, it's unknown, but this is a good thing because things that haven't been working are up. The karma is up. All of our karma, all our debts are up right now. We're all paying those. And Mother Earth is making sure we're doing that, by bringing in, some things that are going to keep us on our toes. And so really this is about breaking down all those things are crumbling that are less than valuable in our life. So allow them to. Know that clarity is going to come through. And I believe it already really has, because since then, so we're in April, Saturn has moved into Aquarius. So going from being restricted to the rebellion. So there's some new, fresh energy coming in with this. But it's only going to last for so long because it's going to retrograde. A lot of these planets are going to go retrograde for a little while. And so that just means we're going to be in this energy for a little bit longer. But it's still moving. It's still not the same. But you might feel like you're stuck in a little bit of mud right now. And that's normal. And really this all depends on what is happening in your chart. But this is all affecting us all in some way, shape, or form. Right now, Jupiter is sitting in between Pluto and Saturn. And so Jupiter is ruled by Sagittarius. It's all about expansion. It's all about knowledge, spirituality, travel, things like that. It's very optimistic fire sign. And so being sandwiched in between these, it's harmonizing this. It's helping to loosen the grip that Saturn has on so much restriction. We're starting to see some of the restrictions kind of being lifted around the country, in the states, for instance, and the rest of the governors trying to figure out, protocol or how we're gonna start opening. And so really put good vibes and energies around this. Don't focus on the fear. If you are stuck in fear, then it's time to sit in that and re-examine that. And to get a fresh perspective on it. And to realize that's an old story you don't need to hold on to anymore, right? So allow this expansion to happen. Allow this death and rebirth to happen. And allow the healing to come in. Being open to receiving that healing. We want to do so much, and we can only do so much right now, right? So really redefining and writing those down. Writing things down that you want to see, that you want to do. This isn't about the time getting stuck in our heads about this, which we easily can. If you feel that happening, like I said, write things down and then let them be. And don't beat yourself up over it, because you don't know how things are going to be in a week, month, year. We don't know how anything's going to be. Our new normal is going to be different. So yeah, on that note, we have a lot of good, beautiful energy coming in, even though we're going into earth sign, Taurus energy, we still have a lot of air happening. We've got a lot of Aquarius, we've got a lot of Gemini happening, so a lot of fresh, freeing new ideas, but it also could, like I said, there could be a little duality coming up. So just being aware, are you in your ego lower mind or in your higher mind? Getting outside, grounding, listening to a river, a creek, or the rain if you are experiencing the rain, or getting outside and putting your feet in the dirt, Do what you can to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. So, if you would like to know more information about where things are happening in your specific chart, in your natal chart and in current transits, you can email me. I will put my email address at the description box, but it's groundedintheclouds1111@gmail.com. Please feel free to reach out if you have questions about that. I would love to do that for you. I just wanted to pull a few cards just to kind of help guide on kind of what energy is coming up with what I just talked about. So, new energy coming in. What are some guidance? Spirit, from the angels, the masters, guides, all 5D and above. Getting into that 5D energy, that compassionate higher timeline. What do we need to know right now? Let's get a couple more. Cards are flying. At the bottom of the deck, the Wasp. Anger, retaliation, jealousy. There's definitely going to be some aggression and some anger coming out because we're so restricted right now. So not allowing that to run your life, getting that out, getting outside, getting physical, running, screaming if you have to. You know, whatever you need to do to get that energy out, you need to channel it in some way, shape, or form. And that's just saying that this is inevitable. It is coming through. All right. So we've got the Earth Fairy. She's talking about physical health, grounding, foundation. So really, like what I said about getting outside and grounding yourself. We are getting into Taurus season, so this is really helping to harmonize what's happening, helping to integrate and bring peace to what's happening into the physical. We also have birth and rebirth. We are having a lot of new energy coming in, so our new paths are being illuminated. A lot of us feel like we've experienced death, and quite literally a lot of us have, you know? So letting the rebirth come through, allowing the new to come in after this death has happened in this rebirth. I love this. This is perfect. The Goblin came out. The wounded human ego. So again, are we functioning from our lower minds? Are we being resistant? Are we playing the victim? You know, if you are, you know, allowing that to be seen, like what, that obviously needs to be recognized so it can be blessed and released because it's stuck energy. So figuring out how to let that go, how to still love that side of you that's resistant, but take its power away. We got partnership, love, and the novice. See, like I was saying, partnerships, Venus retrograde, it's up right now. So really focusing on the love that we have between our loved ones, with ourself, with us and our pets, spirit, you name it. So partnerships are being illuminated right now. The novice, this is all about new adventures. You're just beginning on a new adventure right now. A new love partnership. There could be new interests coming through. It could be the illumination of an old relationship getting to come to the surface and to come into this plane again. You know, it might be reestablishing those relationships that maybe couldn't work in the past but want to come through now. So that's beautiful. This is new, fresh love coming through. So give that to yourself. Allow it to come in. Innocence, beginner, ignorance, new skill without practice, unstable curiosity. Yeah, so it's like if you've seen a baby animal after it's born, like minutes, hours after it's born, it gets up on its legs, you know, like a deer or a cow, if anybody's seen that, and it's like, oh, it's not quite stable. That's where we're at right now. We've just been born into this world. Some of us want to go already, but it's like, no, it's not time to quite do that yet. You still need to cultivate. You still need to learn and practice your skill. Developing and practicing this skill. What are you bringing to this new earth? What messages are you getting from your higher self, from spirit, from your guides? There's a lot of beautiful messages coming through right now. So I wish beauty, peace, joy, unconditional love to all of you. And I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I'll be back soon with another update. Namaste.